Hey. Here we go. We almost booted. I'm a little behind, Had to stuff that face. Let me just go ahead. Hey guys, we're about to go live. Don't worry. There we go. Where is this damn thing? I just had it. Where did I put it? It's over here. I'm so confused today. Let me just hold on for a second. It'll be all right. I don't really care anymore. Soup. Ish. Cool. I just need to plug up one more line up in here and we'll be like all little good white men. We all have to be good white men, don't we? Who doesn't want to be a good white man? Okay. That's all right. That's all right. You see? This, okay. This is a nice long one. Whoa. Okay. Now I gotta figure out. Put you over there. Just in case. Down there. Where'd it go? Those guys. Okay. Okay. Hey guys, we about to go in. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Those are the old, those are the new. Push this up some. And put you over some. There. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Okay. We're about to go in and have our discussion. Me and my crazy friend, Q. Y'all ready? We got to have a conversation. Okay. Okay. Hey, white to you, sister. White Jesus, everybody. For all you non-Sabbatarians. If you went to church, it's the wrong day, but I know God still appreciates it. White Jesus.
I'm having some weird technical issues.
That's okay. You deal with me. You know it's gonna get weird. Okay. I told people.
I'm gonna just do the little intro and then we're gonna start.
Yeah, no, look, I had some fish upstairs and fried fish and black people. So, let's see. Thanks, moderators. Marion Barry. He did more for black people on drugs, chasing hoes, than all the mayors that replaced them. I don't care. I don't care. Someone called you near legend. Ego buff. Okay, good. White Jesus got a line to call him. Yes, I do. We all have a white Jesus to call. Until the black Jesus shows up, he's probably late for work. But he's coming.
What have you done for me lately?
What have you done for us lately?
What have y'all done for us lately? And if there's no answer, the only thing we owe them.
Okay. Moderators, you don't even have to give people another chance. If they say something stupid, off them, permanently remove them from the channel. We don't need them. Okay, this is not a program for racist ass people anyway. Racist, white supremacist people have lots of channels. They can watch Zelensky and the Nazis in Ukraine. We don't have time for them.
What's going on, Dr. Short?
Oh my God. Well, I'm good, and I'm seeing all my friends. I got Black Rose and Sister Wazi in East St. Louis, Mariam, and Sister Quiet Scales. And I got the other moderators, so everybody's there. I didn't even put a title on the show I did on my iPhone. And we're going to be talking about what? Black Girl Tragic tonight. I called it Black Girl Tragic versus MAGA, and the hoes lose. Hoes win with black men. Black men with hoes. Black men with black. I've seen black guys. Remember, we'd have competitions, and the guys were more interested in screwing the girls and competing, and they would lose, hoping they could get themselves some. Not all men are just complete craven slaves to pussy. Definitely not white men. So these are bald headed hoes out here and weave wearing and lace front hoes. Uh, that works on black men. Black men will do anything for another vaginal Scooby snack, but not white men. White men are fighting for power, for land, for control, for dignity and integrity, things in short supply in our race as well, right? And thank you for the happy birthday. Brother Freelo, who just checked you out. Brother Freelo, I need to introduce you to a guy named Tariq who's in Oakland. I was thinking about you earlier, so, I'll reach out to you. I want to remind everybody I respond to emails. So you don't have to ask questions during a show. And if you can't, until we change all of our technology and a little bit of technology we have our computers get messed with, right, brother? Brother Q,
Mm-hmm.
modems go out, have to get modems replaced, got to get this. I bought a Ryuko. My Ryuko stopped working. I mean, it didn't work one time, so you spend money and the shit goes bad. So, while we're doing this, if you want to reach me, you can always write me at wrandyshort@gmail.com. You can always write me, as long as it's not stupid. And certain people, if it's not wacky, we might talk over the phone. Not that it's such a big privilege, but but email works. I think I see a South African name, Shapiria, Dualat, Duatrazi. You have to pronounce that. You have to tell me how to pronounce it. I think that's the Kosa name, if that's the real Kosa name. Anyway, you can write me again at wrandyshort@gmail.com. I want to thank everybody for having my celebrate my birthday. It was really cold. We were far out in Virginia in like a really white area, so we felt nice and safe. No carjacking, but too few black people. It was great. I think about 1,500 people checked it out. And all we did was get together, friends and family, and celebrate being alive. Thank you. Again, I thank everybody that sent a present or a gift. Understand, I'm celebrating all of this year because I really haven't celebrated birthdays since I got 40. I had like 20 birthdays. I kind of like didn't do anything. But the 60, I got to do this. 60 got to do this. I like, I didn't, yeah, I got these from Dollar Tree. And I have some ones that are not from Dollar Tree, as long as they work. But you know what I don't have from Dollar Tree that you might have is common sense. And so I'm good about that. Uh, don't do this. No, we're not doing favors. Don't ask me questions when I do this. Yeah, we'll help you. I'll do you a favor. By the way, if you don't delete them quiet scales and moderators, put them on hold for 24 hours. Okay. Put them on hold for 24 hours if you don't delete them altogether. But it was nice to celebrate our birthday, see cousins and friends, and we're gonna. It's my hope to go out to Vegas and hang out with my dear friend. I have a bunch of lady friends that are all on the West Coast. I don't understand how everybody end up on the West Coast, but that's where they are. So we're hoping to hang out in Vegas, do a road trip, and just spend time with people on the West Coast. I have all these friends in Cali, and for some reason, they like their earthquakes and their confused governance so much, they don't come east. So, and I'm not trying to go to California, so I may go to Vegas, and I won't gamble. I mean, I'm too cheap. The last time I went to a casino was in 2004, and I think I lost about $5. I'm still mad. I still want my money back. I don't know how any. I mean, It just blew my mind when I didn't get my money back. It blew my mind. I put $5 and it didn't come back. Says I would never do that again. Oh, look at this. Uh-oh. Little nasty Zionist on here.
Your
Okay, I'm not
moderators got to cut short.
Palestinian. If anybody comes in here tripping with an Israeli flag, we've barely talked about this Israel-Palestine stuff because it's practically nothing we can do about it. If you come in there trying to push anything and wave your flag and all that, I'm going to block you. Okay? GCPs, you dominate the media. You control all narratives. You will not control this one. Okay? Okay, so just go somewhere. Go, and anybody that's like nasty with this stupid name, I just get rid of them. We've got plenty people. We got, we've got, we got lots of people watching. We don't need any stupid people. So, quiet skills. If you need more authority to delete people, let me know. Any moderator that needs a little bit more, because we want to like comb through the scum. We're going to do our stuff we have to do, but we're going to comb through the scum. And so go somewhere else. If you hate somebody, that's your problem. Like I said, you will spend eternity in hell if you hate people. That's my word to white folks. I mean, all this hate you do, you're going to go to hell. So I don't really fuss and argue with people. If you hate people and want to just kill and wipe out people, and you think that's your God-given right, you're on the wide road to hell. And perhaps the most vengeful thing I could do is not try to intercede and try to encourage you to like choose everlasting life. So, with that having been said, let me see what I can do with you, Miriam. What do I want to do with you? What I Let me see. What can I do, Miriam? I'm trying to think. How do I change that? Um, Let me see. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Hold on one second. Let me do something else. Um, I'm not a proctologist, but you are. Degenerate, little nasty racist. They all push LGBTQ because they don't want us to exist. But I'm going to just say this, and I don't mean this to be nasty, but if you take the time to do a decent check, the numbers are at minimum in the high 60s to maybe the low 70s in this country, in America, that anywhere from 67 to 72% of all the white people in the country, depending on you count whites, it could be as high as 75%, are above the age of 50. And I'm not saying this to be mean. You're a dying people. All this hate is killing you. You're a dying people, and you're not going to recover from this death descent going around hating everybody. You're a dying people. Instead of getting guns and wearing sheets and burning crosses and bothering other people, you um, you will ultimately not procreate, and you won't make children. And the children that you do make end up hating you or hating themselves. And even when they're white supremacists into procreation, they treat the women so bad until the women end up, I mean, those are jacked up families too. You guys are dying. You're not going to be this huge mass of people being able to bully and run over, uh, running over other people. Just maybe people will say, I'm going to treat you the way you guys have been treating us. I'm not recommending that, but that often happens. What goes around comes around. There's this thing called American exceptionalism. Let me tell you how I read it. It means how we've screwed people. No one will ever be able to screw us the same way. I wouldn't bet on no one being able to get back at me if I've done people wrong. Okay. I would rather treat people right and have a better chance of people treating me right in return. It's stupid to think that I can hate and mess over everybody and nobody will get me. And someone made a comment that white folks plus Latinos are 70%. Well, first and foremost, we haven't seen what this deportation is going to do because there are 40 million people in this country who don't belong here. Um, I have God's justice against racists. That's what I have. If you hate people, you're going to hell. When you oppress and enslave people and steal people's stuff, you pay for it. Um, so that's how it is. There's this thing. These people, I can hate all I want. I can kill all I want. I could be against I could just hate people for no reason at all, and there's no consequence. It's true. There hasn't really been for like a couple hundred years, but empires fall, and one day there may be a consequence.
Mm.
Maybe a consequence. Maybe a consequence where you're the 1 out of 10 people and nobody likes you. And people hate you based on lies or stereotypes. So they hate you for something someone else did that you don't know. Um, that's how that goes. That's how it goes. So that's my take. So for the racists listening, the difference, I've listened to when I go to a white supremacist thing when I used to, I never interrupted. I want to hear what the people had to say. Okay, we hate blacks, they're mud people, and just listen to all the stuff they're saying. Um, I never ever heard them say, white families need housing. They would complain about housing other people had. Why not take care of your own instead of hating people who aren't bothering you? And people are living in a world where they never imagined that maybe one day everybody hates you just because. And they won't be friends, they won't listen, they won't read, they won't study, they won't try to understand, they won't be nonviolent. Okay, what if? And I'm not advocating anybody doing anything to anyone, but I am saying if most of the people are above the age of 50, that number could be as high as 70, 75%. Then that means that people under 50 are 25%. Let's assume 15% are under 20. Then that means only 10% of the white population is between the ages of 20 and 49. That's where your children come from, typically. That's not a healthy outlook if you're having less than like 0.3, 0.2 children. You won't even replace those numbers, and the population will steadily grow older. All this time hating people who aren't bothering you. You will have spent all this time trying to do in people that aren't standing in your way, and you will have effectively, through hatred, wiped yourself out. All this worry about the different colored people coming. I have to look and see how to do that. I don't know. Who knows how to do this moderator thing? Let me see. Plus. No, I don't want to do that. Go back. More. Let me see if there's some. Okay, community moderation. Let's see. Let me see. Message of the day. No, that doesn't work. Let me get out of that. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. They don't make this stuff very user friendly. So that's why when they put you on as a moderator, but just whoever it is, if they say something stupid, put them on 24. And the next time I'll be looking for them and I permanently will move them until we figure this thing out. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Drop me an email if you have a question or want to communicate, because we can't really interact like we'd like to. Our show tonight is Black Girl Tragic, and this is Black Girl Tragic 4 on the Let's Talk 2 channel. And of course we do Angry Black Men's Book Club, and we have this other stuff. And I want to say to you, Black Girl Tragic is something that we're completely unsurprised by. We've been talking about it for quite a while.
Black Girl Tragic.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while. I mean, Simone Sanders, she's my favorite. I want them to cut her. But, Boy Reed is out. Boy Reed got bumped off. It's about time. I'm so glad she's gone. And I'm tired of... I'm just tired of Joy Reid, so I'm glad she's
Well, Dr. Short, they said she was the last couple of months. They said that a lot of people don't know is the ratings for MSNBC, CNN, they suck. Their ratings are terrible the last 2-3 years.
But they've been subsidized. The USAID and this money has been subsidized. If you wonder why, see, there's also corruption along with capitalism, right? That means they didn't have to do well. They wanted this kill the babies, LGBTQ, Trump is the Antichrist. They needed this stuff pumped 24/7. And they would absorb the financial loss of the network. See, a lot of people think, man, it's just about money. No, a lot of times it's about ideology. In South Africa, there would have been more money had they not used apartheid to just mess over the Black population all the time. But they have an idea of how their societies should be structured, and they didn't want but so many Blacks to do well, just like here in America. So it didn't matter if they would make more money. There's a really good documentary on Stax Records in Memphis. And one of the reasons that the Stax Music Record Company had a lot of great music, the reason we got put out of business is that whites in Memphis didn't like saying Blacks have money, even though the Blacks are spending money with the white people. We'd rather have less money and Blacks have no money. Even in capitalism, people act as if it's just pure cash. That's a fucking lie. You have caste and bigotry and hatred going along. And maybe it's the same way I won't sell you a house. They wouldn't sell people certain sorts of life insurance, or they wouldn't let you trade in stocks. You couldn't do it no matter how good, no matter what you had, no matter you were Black. No. We have an idea set in our head of what certain people can do. Even if we stood to make money, we're not interested. And Black people are the stupidest people in the world for thinking that everything is based around money. It isn't. It isn't. Some of it's based on I don't like you. That's why you won't sell certain people a home, wouldn't let people do certain sorts of things, will not build stores in affluent Black suburbs. We don't want your business. We don't like you. That's not real because, frankly, Black Americans are moral, ethical cowards. You don't want to admit people hate you that much, so they'd let 40 million people come in the country and wreck it, just as long as they thought it would hurt us more than them. Whatever that's about. Like someone was just telling me before, they went to get WIC money for their child, which they have a right to do, and they were told here in D.C., if you don't speak in Spanish, you need to go to another office. I mean, I'm in Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States, and me being an American citizen, and a person that's in the country unlawfully will get priority service over an American citizen, over language, and here's the kicker, If you can speak Spanish, if you're not a native Spanish speaker, then you have to prove, you have to be certified that you can speak Spanish. Now, yet an illiterate peasant farmer from Chiapas in Mexico that has the worst Spanish you've ever heard will get help, and they don't even really speak Spanish well. And you could speak Spanish, but you didn't get certified, you don't count. That's to fuck you up if you're smart enough to learn Spanish. So you're not a native speaker. That's so what, darky, you learned another language. Even though that person can't speak Spanish, French, or anything else, but they're white, right? That's not money. That's about I want to hurt you. That's the reality, right? So I'm just telling you. When I was in the restaurant yesterday, it was Brazilian style food, but the people were Spanish speakers. If you spoke to them in Portuguese, they act like they didn't hear you. Portuguese is very similar to Spanish. Let me tell you something about Spanish speakers. They know better than to go to Brazil and speak in Spanish. They're going to learn the Portuguese, or they're going to keep their heads down because it's not tolerated. But they also know in America, because white Americans hate black Americans' guts, they don't even have to assimilate as long as they're not black. And now white people have buyer's remorse because of their hatred. And the buyer's remorse is only going to increase because some of these people are willing to kill before they go back home. And there are going to be a lot of white men in the line of duty to carry out the law that are going to get shot down doing what they're supposed to do. And a lot of folks are going to overdose from fentanyl and candies because these people they're going to let it rip that they're mad that they were told they would replace us, and they have to go back. People who never had anything are living better than they've ever lived, and you're telling them it's over. Not everybody will go back. Not everybody will do it willingly. And some folk would be willing to fight before they go back. Some people have fled gangs and cartels. Sending them home is sending them back to their death. They'll fight here first. If I shoot a policeman here, I might go to jail instead of having to go home. See, hatred never produces anything any good. And so, and for all the little morons that sit up and throw scriptures up in there, the most tired ass thing in the world is for a white person to throw scriptures at a black person in America. Because you threw scriptures when you were enslaving people. I have white great-great-great-grandfathers who were ministers that raped black women. I'm wondering if they quoted scripture when they were raping them. So don't sit up and talk to me about God. We haven't seen God in most white people in America. You guys don't have any moral authority, most of you, to say anything to us. And I'm not saying that we got it together, because we don't. But part of why we don't have it together is we've been with you. We really went down being with you. You want to see the black community go to pot? It's when black folks start imitating and trying to do stuff that we see white America do. White America does cocaine, we do it, look at what happens. White folks just push sodomy mainstream, we do it, look at what happens. White folks start transing, we start doing, look at what happens. White folks get into feminism, then we get this stupid pork chop feminism, look at what happens. We shouldn't imitate what people do. We should do what's right with God and for ourselves, and not imitate other people. Are there things that other people do that are worth copying? Yes, we tend not to copy those things. And those who try to copy the things like owning property and often encounter this hypocrisy and the discrimination within the economic sector. Okay. Something that you guys need to know. What's his name? Elon Musk, who's not my favorite person, they're calling for the shutting down of the FHA, Federal Housing Authority, or whatever it is, agency, whatever the hell it is, FHA. Look it up. The FHA being destroyed is probably the best thing that ever happened to black people. The FHA created the rules 90 years ago that black people's property was to be appraised at least a third less the value of a comparable white property. The FHA is responsible for trillions of dollars being stolen and cheated from black people. Fuck the FHA. I agree with MAGA. Maybe they didn't do it to help us, but the FHA has dogged black people. It's disgusting. So when you see that little ugly, silly bitch, Jasmine Crockett, and all these other people running around there screaming about the FHA, these are ignorant black folks in the CBC who probably get their home loans and all done special because they're in Congress, arguing for the continuance of an agency that is systematically discriminated against black Americans. So, that's some black girl tragedy. Now let's go back. Joy Reid, I never really paid much attention to her. I got to see her one time. She was incredibly macho as well. She's not FBA. She's with Al Sharpton. And she's mercenary. And if she for real, she's made enough money to go on her own. She's been subsidized by people to create confusion. Everything she says isn't wrong, but why she's saying it. And like within the last day or so, 70 Christians were beheaded because they were Christian in Congo. She has family from Congo. Millions of people have been killed and displaced in Congo while she's been on air. You know what? You've been hard pressed to see that bitch open her mouth about her home country, even one time. That's a cold, heartless woman.
And she uses her platform to give a bad misrepresentation of black Americans.
Yeah, well, she's not a black American. I hope they deport her, kick her ass out. I'd love to see ICE raid her house and then send her. I mean, because I'm sick of this. You know what? This is the thing that's very disgusting about people like Joy Reid. First and foremost, white people in America, some of them hate black people so much, they don't care about what the truth is. They just know they hate black people. So if they hear DEI is a thing for black people, they won't research. They just hate it and hate all black people for DEI, even though we didn't make it, we didn't benefit from it. It's just another reason to hate us, and they already hate us anyway. People like Joy Reid know this, but yet they're getting paid to stir the pot of white resentment. And you know what? She can always take her ass back to where she came from and live like a queen. And we would face the masses of crazy armed white folk with bad teeth who'd be attacking us and bothering us, and we'd be all by ourselves. A lot of these foreign black folks have come here to create problems or to get for themselves or be against black Americans to benefit for themselves personally until some shit goes south. Ring the wrong doorbell, knock on the wrong door, and you find out, oh my, I'm black, yeah. Let me share with you, if you go back and you look at that white gentleman that dropped dead, that said he was guilty for shooting that boy in the head for ringing his doorbell, if you go back and look, his family from Nigeria, one of the things that they said they felt bad about what the shooting would do is it would make him change the way he looked at things. Let me translate that. They don't want their son seeing himself as a black person. They were more angry about the possibility that he would identify with us or what we're talking about that we deal with here than the fact that this man tried to kill him because he's black and he's a Nigerian. That's what the little stupid ass African mom said. That's crazy, but I live here and we have a lot of Africans that want nothing to do with black Americans. I'm not saying, oh, I don't hate Africans. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm coming from this situation where people identify as being from somewhere else, which is true, immigrant first, and They really don't want anything to do with this whole black, even though it's here. Even though it's here, they're assuming or hoping it doesn't impact them.
Me no black. Me no black.
So that's more reason why you shouldn't be here, because it's fixed. It's a set part of American life, and your group with us, whether we wanted it. I mean, we can't do anything about it. We're a dominated group. So you're mad at me that they grouped you with me and you came to my country? You need to get the fuck out of here. Go back to where you came. And
So
no,
Dr. Short, Simone is taking over her show.
yeah, well, look,
Simone is
I want everybody to join in with me. I want Irvin. I want EJ. I want Magic Johnson's son to replace Simone Sanders. If I've got to have a bald-headed female impersonator, I want Magic Johnson's son. I say give him that platform. He'd be probably more engaging, and he's able to let somebody else speak. Simone Sanders is a very dishonest woman. She lies so much. She knew it was horrible working for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is a lying skank, and the NAACP gave her sorry ass an award. I wonder if it looked like a penis. Did you see the thing?
No, I didn't watch that.
Can you imagine Kamala Harris? Thank you so much for my award. I know. Yes, she went.
She show up?
Kamala Harris went for the Image Awards. Look, the NAACP is bankrupt. We don't need them. We don't care about the NAACP. You don't. I don't. Nobody does. Okay.
Wow.
It used to be good for black people. It's not anymore. Okay. We're tired of them. So, now let me see. Jasmine Crockett. Hey guys, don't believe me, but if you've got a criminal background check system, you should look up Jasmine Crockett. I think it's Jasmine Felicia Crockett.
Jasmine Felicia Crockett.
If you look up Jasmine Felicia Crockett and certain criminal background systems, she has a criminal record. I mean, that's longer than, the Statue of Liberty. If it's the same Jasmine Felicia Crockett. And my question is, she's supposedly married. You've been in office a couple of years, right? How come we can't know who your spouse is? Is it a white woman or a white man? Or is it a hermaphrodite? Who are you married to, for real? And, I hear you have all this money and all this other stuff. She just impresses me as a Sorosian plant.
Yeah, she's got all the earmarkings as a plant. If you just do a quick Google search and do a little
yeah, everything's airbrushed. Where's her family? If your family's so proud of you and you're from St. Louis, you would think that the family would be nearby. If you start noticing this, I started noticing this in the late 90s when certain black people were being run for things, especially on the Democratic side. You never got to know anything about who they were as candidates. You just know that they're running and they've got such a great resume, and you just have to go with what people tell you. You don't get to really know their teachers. This is the same thing with Obama. And by the way, did y'all see that thing with Sheriff Arpaio, where they're saying that Obama's birth certificate was fake? And I could have told you that shit fake. I mean, it was fake. Obama's birth certificate was fake. Anybody that knows American racial classifications knows that African is not a race. That there was North African that they counted as white, and Sub-Saharan African counted as black unless they were from South Africa or Zimbabwe, then called Rhodesia. African was never a race. First time I ever saw African on birth certificate in my entire life. Of all the birth certificates I run through in genealogy, the only person that has African for their race in my life has been Barack Obama. I mean, doesn't that mean something? Don't people understand that filling a birth certificate, for it to be legal and authentic, it has to follow a certain criterion of how you classify race? So when I was born 60 years ago, it's colored, mulatto, Negro. They started using black maybe the following year. But no, not African. Never. How could you say his country of origin was Kenya? Kenya didn't become a country until 1963. He's born 1961. Kenya's British East Africa. Where did they pull this stuff? I looked at that thing years ago. It says, you can't do that, but they know the American public, in particular, the black American public, so stupid. Yeah, we're going to elect a black president. You know what? Hold off on electing black presidents. I only put someone in there that's not afraid to have the word reparations in their mouth, justice in their mouth, an anti-black crime bill in their mouth. Other than that, I could care less what the president looks like. And so you guys need to just look, all of you that like Ofaga, he let the country down. He's guilty for bringing all this degeneracy in the country. Obama, it's him. He's a slime ball. He's sleazy. He looks like a mulatto lurch from the Addams family. I don't like Obama. I've been disliking him for, God, 30 some odd years. I don't plan to stop. Within the next 4 to 6 months, a lot of you are going to be forced to embrace the truth that some of us have been saying about people like Oprah, Obama, T.D. Jakes, even the black feminists and these CDC people. You're going to find out we told y'all the truth. With almost everything hidden and classified, we told you what was so. Even we told you, basically, one, God revealed it to us, or we had some insight to see that these people are leading us in the wrong direction. So, by the way, the one thing that really made me feel good last week, that kept me warm, this is my throw blanket, because it's cold as hell down here. Woo, it's cold. Let me just say to you that what made me feel great last week was when I read that the Obama Presidential Library, its construction has been stalled.
So Dr. Short.
He doesn't deserve a library for what he did to us. I don't care. In fact, it's going to...
What about your mayor?
My gayer? You want to play a clip for that?
Muriel.
No, play. Can you play the clip?
Yeah, you got it? Oh, I got one.
I sent it to you. You want me to... I know I sent it to you. Oh my God, this black girl tragic. Let's just explain this real fast. This idea of black girl magic, me no like. And MAGA's...
Is this the 51st state?
Yes, I think that's it.
Okay.
See if that's it. And she has a little effeminate pastor. Thank you, Pastor Wade. I think he's the dude in charge of the black American consulate or whatever. We never see him. We don't know him. We can't find him. You have one, possibly more than likely, gay dude who represents 50% of the people in D.C., and he has no staff. Yet you've got a gay task force. They got all kinds of shit, office space and everything. Our little stud mayor, our carpet munching mayor, wouldn't even create a real thing.
Is this it, Dr.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Let me see something.
Because the mayor of DC, I mean, we're looking for the speech where the mayor said that DC is the gayest city in the world or the gayest city in America, and she's boasting about it. And look, I'm from DC. We have gay people, but why is that such a big thing? Why not being the safest city in the world, the least amount of homelessness in America, the best schools in America? Why is it we have the most dick suckers and ass lickers? Why is that something to be proud of? Now, didn't I send you something last night?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you blew it off. I sent you some gold you didn't dig. Oh, look, Deborah White. Hey, I love your last name. uh, you need to lend that name to me. In fact, everybody, you know what? Let me see. Oh my God. Yes, someone asked me, do I remember the COVID clip with Fauci? Yeah. She's it's just wicked. All and they use these people, and I see you got Karen Bass up there who looks like Trevor Noah with Down syndrome.
Here we go.
Oh, you got it? Oh, there it is. Yes. Put it on blast.
Well, let's hear it for the Reverend Dr. Wade.
Punk ass Wade.
Well, happy Pride, everybody. We're so happy to welcome you to our City Hall, our State House, to represent our DC values.
Damn black women. Damn.
I'm the mayor of the best city in the world. Also, the gayest city in the world.
Replay that.
We just wrapped up a week of city in the world. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of the best city in the world. Also, the gayest city in the world. Our DC values. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of the best city in the world.
Why black women? Why black women?
Also, the gayest city in the world. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of the best city in the world. Also, the gayest city in the world. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of the best city in the world. Also, the gayest city in the world. I'm the mayor of the best city in the world.
We can move.
Also, the gayest city in the world.
We can move on.
Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of the best city in the world.
You can move forward.
The gayest city in the world. Bowser, I'm the mayor of the best city in the world. Also, the gayest city in the world.
Okay, y'all. Sisters, you guys are betraying us, running in coalition with all this bullshit out here. Y'all need to repent. That's no backbone to anybody's community. And the same voices are calling for killing babies and pushing trans. And this is part of why MAGA doesn't like Black Girl Tragic. I warned people for years, black women, stay away from this cultural warfare. You will become the face of the enemy to organized, mobilized, and angry white masses. And now that has happened. And I want to go further to say, if a mob of angry white folk were running after a bunch of black feminists, I would step aside. You don't like the family, you don't like black men, you don't like you don't like God, you don't like children, you think abortion and eugenics, race suicide by killing babies is cool. You're more loyal to your interracial iniquitous relationships you have than you are to the survival of your people. You guys deserve what the hell is coming to you. And it is coming. And each time they take down someone like Joy Reid, it's just another sellout, pork chop feminist, black girl tragic icon, because it's saying, we hate what you guys have done to the country. Even though you didn't do it really, you let yourselves stupidly become the face of it. When I was in the Capitol Visitor Center, wow, 5 years ago, as people were organizing because we wanted to do something about human trafficking, and I had a chance to speak to a white Republican congresswoman from Missouri. I think her name is Wagner. Not one black woman in the Congressional Black Caucus was willing to do anything to fight against the trafficking of black women and children in coalition with people that are Republican. They couldn't find anything that they could agree on. That's how fucking sick a lot of these Democratic bitches out here are, black ones. And y'all deserve the raids that's coming to you. I'm talking about jobs. They're gonna, like Shirley used to sing, Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Pork chops, MAGA's gonna tear your kingdom down. You who've been building your kingdom all over this land. Pork chops, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Oh, yeah. They're coming for y'all. And you know what? Y'all deserve it.
Joy cometh in the morning?
Yes.
Joy.
You know, we're gonna say, MAGA is gonna tear your kingdom down. Oh, yeah. MAGA's gonna tear your kingdom down. Okay, y'all have messed up. Y'all have really screwed up. I'm speaking to feminists out there, you silly ass, retarded, baby killing, man hating, divorce court loving, a child and family court fraudster hoes. Y'all in trouble. And the same way that they're doing evaluations on everything, I assure you, they're going to push fathers' rights like never before. Whole lot of hoes out, lying, cheating, stripping, going to the Caribbean, having girls' trips, and the man's raising the kids and paying child support. And you messing with him around visitation. That shit's about to end. 50 years of bad behavior. It's coming to a crashing end. I would say within the next few weeks, Fannie Willis's ass is going to be facing real indictments. I'm talking about jail time. Letitia James's ass is in trouble. That judge in Illinois that's against people having weapons. A lot of these people, they're going to find their judgeships, all this stuff stripped away, taken away. Oh, yes. And Doge has taken, they're now freezing all the money for the HBCUs. And you know, when you go to an HBCU, it's got a whole bunch of Greeks, Prince Hall Masons, and a bunch of black feminists working there. And a lot of them steal money, give bad food, bad service. When they audit, you're going to see some of the sisters that's so smart, they have enough lace front to be Belgium. They're going to jail. And it's going to be wild. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. Who'd have thought that Trump would do this so quickly? Years ago, Quentin, we've been having this conversation for years. I've been talking to my female friends for years. Ladies, don't you see? People are mad at y'all. You guys are excessive. All this suppression you think you're getting in the black community, black women are way more free than white women. Ask a damn white woman. And white women insult you. You know, you're so strong. White women don't call each and tell each other how strong. They tell each other how cute they are, how pretty they are, how intelligent, not how strong. It's like they're talking to a mule or a plow horse, and you think they're complimenting you. Y'all are goofy. Y'all goofy. Black Girl Tragic has run into a brick wall called MAGA. And MAGA may only last for 4 years, maybe just 2 years. Maybe the midterm election, y'all all come out. Maybe they'll be handing out hot pockets and unsafe food at the polls to get people to come out and vote. But in a year, if they keep up at this pace, they will have dismantled all of the infrastructure of pork chop feminism and Black Girl Tragic. And
Hey, let me ask you a question, Dr.
Mhm.
Short. The reason why I got Karen Bass on the flyers because she fired that fire chief today.
yeah,
the other
it's
day.
it's stud on
But the
stud
one-
violence.
the one on the flyer that I don't think people are picking up on, and the story's not as big as it is probably this week, is that top left, Stacey Adams. $2 billion was donated to her charity. Not $2 million. Look, you guys.
But in
I
gold
literally-
bars.
Yes, in gold bars. I literally had to look it up. Like, hold up, they might have made a misprint when I just read across my phone. So I looked it up, and I knew that Trump was going to Fort Knox. And it wasn't even Trump. It was the other guy that said $2 billion in gold bars was donated to the charity. These people are crooks, man.
They're crooks. It's money laundering. And like I said, Stacey Abrams looks more like she'd be more at home for a plus size Lane Bryant outlet store than my leader. Okay. I mean, and you left out my Congresswoman, Eleanor Holmes Norton, who looks
Oh,
like,
she made an appearance this week.
yeah, well, she looks like, how many of y'all saw that show, Battlestar Galactica? She looked like
Oh,
Terry Carter. Eleanor Holmes Norton looks like she looks like an old Terry Carter from Battlestar Galactica. Da 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 da. She looks like, she looks like the dude from Battlestar Galactica, and she's older than him too. I mean, just useless. Another useless liar, drunkard feminist that supports baby killing and LGBTQ and illegals. All of these people are going to be driven out. Speaking of that, we were talking about Mayor Bowser. Bow Wow. You know that Trump wants to take over Washington, D.C. And for all the people who say he can't, dummy, read the Constitution. Congress is in charge of making legislative control over Washington, D.C. All he needs to do is get his butt boy, who's House Speaker, and they can shut down anything in D.C. they want. See, Bowser's got 2 mansions on a public servant salary. 2 mansions. How'd you pay for that? The D.C. Procurement and Contracting Office, it's grimier than RuPaul's asshole on a hot day. It's all this stealing, all these Prince Hall, and look, some of us have been talking to our white friends in the Republican, explaining to them about the boule. And if you've been looking at YouTube, more and more black folk are getting smart. They're quitting. They're quitting all the Greek letter organizations. The heat's coming down on you fake ass traitor Negroes. Y'all gonna go to jail under RICO. They will round all your asses up, put you in all your line. You'll be in the burning sands of being a cell block bitch. That's what's coming. And y'all deserve it. Y'all betrayed us. And in particular, they're gonna get Obama. That's the one thing I've been waiting for all this time. Celebration. Well, there's a convention going on right here. A celebration. Look, all this stuff is coming to an end. TD Jakes, Oprah, all of these fake people, who could have done basic things to help improve lives for everybody, but in particular us. They didn't do it. Instead, they were dirty, they were crimey. You know that the new, what's her name, Bondi, the Attorney General, is going to release Epstein's list. I hope she does it this week. And she's going to release Diddy's list. So all of you weak-minded black Americans that don't like decent people, they've got to be a celebrity with the scandal before you're interested in them. Well, when they release Diddy's information, it's going to be shocking. If they release any of the videos, and I keep saying this to people, I don't know. I'm a Southerner. I can't help it. I grew up just at the end of Jim Crow. And I never experienced it. Well, I did, but not quite. The aftermath. When I say to you, if there's even one video of a bunch of adult black men molesting even one white child, we're all going to pay for it. If there's even one black woman, if there's one black girl tragic tramp that procured even one white child to be gang raped, all black women are going to pay for it. See, we need to be a dignified people with integrity and righteousness, that we don't get into stuff. By the way, it's for our betterment. If we're upright, decent, moral people, whether people like us or not, when you're a decent person, God knows it, you know it. It's harder, as when I was talking to the FBI, bugging me last year. I don't use drugs, sir. I don't drink, sir. I don't smoke, sir. I don't owe child support, sir. I have no DUIs, sir. I'm not, all the stuff that you get people on, only thing I'm indebted because you guys have messed me up financially, but that's most Americans. And now that I'm disabled, once I get my award letter, I'll be discharged of a whole bunch of debt. You don't got nothing. Can people still pick me up, shoot me, frame me? Sure. They're going to have a hell of a time if there's nothing to say. When you live decently, when you live morally, when you respect everyone, and that's everyone. No matter what I say about racists, I never encourage you to go out and hate anyone. I'm not out here trying to hate nobody. It's stupid. It just doesn't work. Messing with people, it comes back to you. That includes your own family members. Just be cool. If you don't get along, leave them alone. We need to come back to ourselves and be a more decent people. Stop looking for excuses. Oh, this is racism. Man, will other people sell fentanyl? Really? Shoot. Sick and tired of folks doing dirt and trash in the community. And then you cry in the name of racism. We're supposed to come and bail your sorry ass out because you're evil and wicked and lawless. You belong in prison. Now, I want to say this is Stacey Abrams. Come on, y'all. She's chunky girl. She reminds me of Grimace from McDonald's. She wears the same colors. When I see them put these black women, I just, oh, she's so intelligent. She's such an intellectual. She's done this. She's done that. Some of us know lots of people with degrees did all that stuff, and they hate you for it. When they're celebrating someone like that, you know that they're not for you. Stacey Abrams promised to do everything for the illegals and nothing for black folks. The best that you got from her is she shook her ass in your faces and she twerked.
She did all that because maybe when she got that $2 billion in gold, that's when she bowed down to Trump. When he went to Atlanta, she bowed and kissed his hand and all that other weird stuff that she's into.
Look, it's rumored that Stacey's into white women, so I don't know. Maybe she is.
She is. Her woman is white.
Her woman's white?
Mm-hmm. They did a thing. They did a show where they went to a house and the white woman answered the door actually. they sat down and
Mm.
had dinner or whatever. But I remember seeing the
Hey,
show.
Q, white woman.
I guess she took it literally.
Well, no, that's why I said to certain black women, that's what you see out here. All these Black Lives Matter, all these rebellious, stupid, incredibly ignorant black women. They have white lovers. They don't represent black people.
And they make it seem like they are advocates of black people,
They're not.
and all they're doing is, and we talk about grifters a lot.
They're the worst
These
ones.
are professional grifters that's on the screen.
Black
That's up
girl
there.
tragic. These are pork chop feminist thugs. All of them. And we shouldn't respect them. I don't. I'm not going to. You know. I feel like you know what I feel like doing?
And this is why we get nothing that's what most people say is a tangible, substantial. We don't get no gains because these are the type of
But the
individuals
only gains
that
go to
have come
Stacey.
to speak for you.
The only gains is Stacey Abrams' waistline. Okay, that's the biggest gain we get. I feel like I feel
Simone done went from one candidate to the White House as the vice president's aide to now MSNBC. Simone she's just a political dildo. Oh, Ronald Trump is in the building, huh?
those hoes are so bad. I'm so tired of these black hoes. I've been nice. I've been nice to them, Q. I haven't talked bad about them. Stacy, when I heard there were gold in those heels, I thought they were talking about the crack of her ass. I didn't know she had bars. She has a lot. She has a shitload of money. Who'd have thought? I want to say something about the little lady with the small forehead. I don't know if that's a birth defect. Karen Bass. I mean, let me just say to you, she's so incompetent. The sprinklers in her house probably have gas in them. She's so stupid. Now she has a little fight with her little lesbian friend that was running the fire department. Now that everybody's lost their homes, now you fired her. It's too late. Damn it, Karen. In fact, isn't that a white woman's name? You should have changed that. You could be Kiana. Now, Simone Sanders, I confuse her with Magic Johnson's son. I think he's pretty and more competent. Joy Reid, she's the biggest hater of all times. I think Hitler would have been easier to get along with than her. I would say to her, if you hate white people so much, why do you keep wearing our hair? Now, Jasmine Croc shit. Well, I don't know how I'm going to put this out there, but I'm going to say it. And it's just going to be that because I've got common sense. She's a grifter. She's the lowest, newest grifter of the month. I guess Maxine's James Brown wig needed a vacation, so they trot this thing out here. She's that hoe over there from St. Louis, but now she's in Dallas. I guess she's a black female JR. She's got a weird shaped body. I thought black women had like Coke bottle bodies, but she's shaped like a Corona bottle turned upside down. Yet her body does look like just if you get a Corona bottle and you turn it upside down, it's shaped like Jasmine Crockett. I didn't know black women were shaped like that. Now she wears a lot of nice clothes. But if she really wanted to help the youth, she could sell off some of that weave. I mean, we could make clothes for the homeless in Ohio. Now, Stacey Abrams, I know she stays warm in the winter. She's got a lot of body mass. I think she's so big, she could be the cause of global warming. So I hope you black girl tragics, it's not personal, it's just we want to save the country and you're trying to abort your black one. We can't like come together. It's like we're in divergent paths. It's sort of like a lesbian nun going to a straight orgy. I mean, you didn't put out in the first place and then you still don't like guys. There's no way we can come together with that. There's no way. It's too huge. The problem's too huge. I'm just saying it. Oh, that felt great. I love that wig. Oh my God. Look, I've been enjoying the Trump presidency. It's driving a lot of people I can't stand crazy, which is just so thrilling, so exciting. All these government workers that don't give a damn about anyone. Come on, you know what I'm talking about in Jersey, and these people get the government jobs. You can't even get their asses to go to PTA. They don't want to do anything because they've got a stable job. They don't care about the people that have to look for a job every 2-3 years. They need to be shook up. And a bunch of them are white women that are annoying to work with anyway. Have you met the white women bureaucracies? They don't know what they're doing. You know, give a hand. Huh? Huh?
Don't even get me started.
Okay, don't say, I don't want you to get fired. Don't get fired. I know you're still working. Okay. Now, I'm going to just say this for you guys. These cold days, February cold is going to give in to March warmth, and just maybe, if the meteorologists are correct, March and April will be warm. If it's warm, people are going to be in the streets. If they drop the Epstein list, and I think they will, you're going to see people committing suicide and trying to leave the country like the Japanese on Okinawa in 1944-45. Or the Nazis committing suicide as the Russians broke through the last defenses on the Eastern Front. Biggie's mama died. Diddy's lawyer left. Jaguar right. Hey, Jaguar. Jaguar got an award from Trump. All you black predators, be afraid. There's a new front of black grassroots people hooking up with MAGA to fight a war against the boule and against degenerate predator coons. It's all the same shit anyway. And Black Girl Tragic is about to be driven out because a lot of tragic black women are enablers, procurers. They've gotten a pass, but I'm telling you, they're not going to just expose Diddy. All the women that helped, they're going to bring them out. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. It's so wonderful to see everybody being held accountable. For once in my life, even people with vaginas, if you've done wrong, you'll get busted. Thank God for white men being eye cells, involuntary celibates who every time a pussy walks by, they don't just say, well, they're not accountable, I want some. That's going to be culture shock to the pork chop feminists, the black girl tragic types who are used to saying, have pussy will walk. It's done. Now, what were you going to say, brother? I'm sorry.
In your knowledge about American politics, have we ever seen anything like this before, where basically an audit is being done in the federal government and it's sending a party in disarray? It's not like some Republicans aren't part of this wasteful funding, but they're not making it known how upset they are. Have you ever seen anything like this, Dr. Short?
Well,
Like a
they
purge?
tried to do that coup, and Trump stopped them. They're gonna use the little black dudes. And so, oh, why are black people such dildos? How come we want to get used all the damn time? If two white people want to have a fight, you're a nigger anyway, but you can't win. Let them fight. That little black general, you could tell he's kind of like Marini, not too dark. So he just know white people love me. I'm not that dark. His ass got canned. They tried to do a coup against Trump, and Trump and them are ready.
The craziest thing is that most people don't realize is that Trump is the one that hired him his first term.
And he betrayed Trump in his first term.
He betrayed me. Yeah.
No, so Trump doesn't like disloyalty. By the way, guys, keep the support going. We need to do a commercial. My donation links are as follows: Cash App, $ Dr. Randy Short, $ DrRandyShort, $DrRandyShort, Dr. Randy Short, $ Dr. Randy Short. My what's that thing called? Venmo is Dr. Randy Short. My Patreon is Dr. Randy Short. Brother Q, if you can, share my GoFundMe, because yeah, we fighting the big C. Mom and I are fighting the big C. But I'm thinking I'm holding up okay for an advanced stage of cancer. Can y'all believe that? I can't believe that it's real, but yeah, I gotta deal with it. So, I have to go in and see the cancer doctor on the 27th. I'm trying to get an herbal one that's not pushing for putting some radiation in my scrotum. I wonder if that shit will glow and shit. Nah, I don't want to do that. And well, we can put an infusion in your rear end. I don't want an infusion in my rear end. I'm trying to find a natural way to fight cancer without having all kinds of chemicals and all sorts of stupid stuff. So it's interesting. I mean, my mother and I get diagnosed about 6 months apart. So, and a lot of times, if you don't go to the places that want to poison you, you have to pay out of pocket. So I want to thank all the people that gave. Do you have that donation thing? Share that around if you could. Yeah, just share it. I mean, if people do, they do. If they don't, they don't. If you don't have, pray. Prayer makes a difference. I'd love to pray one day, wake up and oh my God, it's completely gone. I have seen people get prayed for and the cancer disappear. I would love that. So if you're praying, pray. If you can give. Oh, and I left out PayPal and Zelle are my email address, wrandyshort@gmail.com. wrandyshort@gmail.com. I also respond to sincere requests and try to give people ideas. Now you asked me, has this ever happened politically? Not in this republic, not quite like this. Now, if Trump doesn't succeed, we're going to have a civil war in this country, and civil wars are ugly. Civil wars are terrible. Civil wars are bloody. They're senseless. I don't want a civil war. And by the way, if America had a civil war, the biggest losers of all would be black people. We don't like us, and nobody else does either. So damn. And everybody's shooting. Right. And you get rid of your least of your problems first. So we'd be first on the chopping block. We better get our asses together, pray to God that Trump succeed, and the excesses of eat my butt, Elon Musk, be checked. That USAID stuff he did is cool. The FHA stuff he did is cool. A lot of stuff that he's doing is cool. But Elon Musk is a nasty piece of work. If some good comes from him, I'm happy. I'm bigger than how I feel about stuff. I want the truth to come out. We shouldn't be saddled with the debt that these criminals have put on us. And the main people getting screwed by the debt are us. Well, we can't provide school lunch because we have to service the debt. We can't do anything around reparations or social justice for black people because the country's poor. We finally reached a point where we recognize that we should do right by the historic wrongs, but now the country doesn't have any money. We got rich off of your asses, but now that we're broke, we have to tell you to just suck it up. We better be very hopeful that this country is economically viable because the whole world is in an economic free fall. And if you don't like America with its problems now, and America is still a great country with all the issues I'm talking about, America is still a great, lovely country, especially if you don't live in like a bombed out area like East Cleveland or west side of Chicago. If you're not in a really torn down area, America's a great country to be in. And I'll tell you, if you don't like it now, you'll really hate it with no social services, with civil war, Lebanon, Beirut style, people shooting at each other, you don't know where to go. You better pray for peace, pray for revival in America, for people to change, to grow up, to give a damn about each other. And on top of that, you're the Aboriginal people, us, we're the first people, this is our country. Everybody wants to take it, and our dumbasses think we all came from Africa. Some people in my family from Africa, and I'm happy, I love them. Just not everybody. The more I learn, the less of God. So maybe about 10, 15%, maybe 20% of the people in my family came from Africa, but that's a minority. And I love Africa. I mean, just know, love Africa. Love Africa. Love Africans. The blacker, the better. I like them. But my mom's an Indian. My mother's father's an Indian. My grandfather's mother's an Indian. And so was her mother. And my grandmother's mother was an Indian, as was her mother and her mother's mother, right? And there are others. Not mad at nobody. I like everybody. I claim all of my ancestry. I claim the English. I claim the Huguenots. I finally found them. If you're from Pennsylvania, if you've heard of the Mueller family, one of my grandfathers helped start Germantown, Pennsylvania. So I got German, I got Jews, I got everything. I got all kinds of Africans, and yep, I got some Aztec and some Inca too. I just do. I mean, I claim all of it. So I'm not mad at humanity. I hate unfair treatment of anyone, and I especially don't like it when it manifests in skin color. It's based on my personal upbringing and stuff I've seen. But now, brother, you've got to go to work. It's 3 minutes to 12. And I don't want you to lose that good white job that you have.
Yeah, we could for a second, but
You got a second because
because
it's kind of cold. It was like making me fall asleep, stuttering on words. But that's okay. I'm good. Oh, and I got some water down here. Yes. So go ahead, ask some questions because you know what
So Dr. Short, I'm glad we was able to discuss this about these. It's plenty more, you guys, in the chat, and this is something that Dr. Short has been advising myself and a bunch of us on putting yourself in harm's way, putting yourself in the way of what's going on, and unfortunately, this is our 4th episode of Black Girl Tragic.
Black Girl Tragic.
Don't be surprised if it's a 5th one. And every little thing that has came to fruition, exactly what happened. And this week, I think they're going into the Treasury Department, and it's going to be very interesting.
Well, I'm waiting for them to hit the HBCUs. And they're going to even check out some of the cities. Let me tell you something.
And even the HBCUs is a caveat because he's not going after, and this is what we got to understand the wording. He's not going after the students.
Mm-mm.
He's going after administration and how they are using the federal funding. It's very important that we understand that individuals are not going to suffer. I'll just explain it like this, right? If anybody remembers ARPA money, when President Biden gave out the ARPA money was allocated because of COVID. It was supposed to be for infrastructure. The Republicans said this was going to happen. They told Biden, we don't want to approve it because it's going to be a mass misappropriation of funds. So in your local governments all over this country, people got mold in schools, all this stuff. These people did not spend the money right.
They spent the money on the illegals. That's where they got it. The very people that they replaced your asses with. They took money that was supposed to make your life better and gave it to people that would make it worse. And that's where it's going. This guy Holman, I like Holman. Let me share something with you. That little Barbara Jordan looking, he looks like a Barbara Jordan with the beard, Johnson in Chicago, he's going to get his ass locked up. And, God hates the day. Answer my prayer, Jesus. Eric Adams, bald-headed ass. He looks like a turtle with no shell.
Eric is still on that arc, Dr. Short. He on that arc holding on.
Well, no, they're going to get his ass. Somebody wants him. There's a song Johnny Mathis used to sing. Somebody really loves you. Guess who? Eric, somebody really hates you. Guess who? That somebody's out to get him. Even that little sorry governor that they have, they need to get rid of her. She's no good. I can't stand her. A bunch of people that have been mouthing off, they've been corrupt too. Holman and these other people are going to get them. Kash Patel has now the power to get them. Do you realize that they can get them any number of ways? They can let Robert Kennedy let them loose over all the people that they murdered on respirators in New York, Jersey. They can go through all the Democratic hotspots that push this mandated medicine, and they can jail and destroy a whole bunch of people.
Governor Cuomo?
Or homo. Anyway.
He allowed the seniors to suffer.
Yeah, tens of thousands of them.
He allowed the seniors to suffer. That's really why his political career is gone.
Well, look, they're going to get these people, and so the COVID thing hasn't even been dealt with yet. Robert Kennedy is going to get them. A whole bunch of people are going to hang. This is a counter-revolution against the Obama Republic. And so if you guys have Obama stuff, you need to take it off. You need to get rid of that shit. I mean,
the third term?
No, Obama's term hasn't ended. They're dismantling it now. Even with Trump in office, Obama's still running stuff until they get rid of all these people. They're firing all of Obama's friends. This is quite fascinating. In fact, let me do my Obama thing. Elon Musk, he's a dickhead because I made this country great. I saved it. But Trump comes to Washington, they start firing people, laying people off, creating hatred, division, misunderstanding, intolerance. All the things that for 8 years I led this country to make it greater, to make it strong, to bring the people together, especially after dark. And Donald Trump has brought in the same forces that divide and make people hate one another. Forces that make men want to lay down with women and women want to have children to term. These are the kinds of things that are very bad for what we've been trying to do in this country. Donald Trump wants to deport people, send them back to countries where they have citizenship. That's violating their human rights. Okay, so some people rape a few girls. It happens. Happened when I was in school. So what? Some drunk drivers kill some old ladies. So what? Some gangsters come across the border. We already had gangsters here. They'll blend in. But Donald Trump, he's got to be the bull in the American China closet.
He took his volume away.
I believe Donald Trump is behind why my library can't be completed. I believe Donald Trump is the one that's stealing all the books about blacks. He doesn't think we have a history. He doesn't even know about me. Let me stop.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you at the last 20 seconds. I don't know what happened with the volume.
Well, that's because you got a cheap system. I bet you.
It's coming in real staticky.
Well, that's because Elon Musk is messing with everything. You know, I thought Elon Musk was a nice guy, had a hot body, but he doesn't respect anyone. He's got so much money till he can't feel the ordinary people. I can feel the ordinary person, especially with the lights out.
Yeah, I think Dr. Short is coming in like that because you're moving.
No.
For some reason with the volume in your phone.
No, well, no, but my channel here, my channel here, my channel here. Well, that's your problem. But I'm going to do what I can do. If I leave Michelle, I promise not to hook up with Cory Booker. I'll just stay single for a minute. Anyway, let me see. It's yeah. Let's check out.
Sure. All right.
All right. You stay white.
Hey, you guys, appreciate you guys for joining us tonight. You know, I'm still dealing with a little technical issues on my end, but we had Dr. Short on, and
okay, guys, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do more. God, it is cold. This thing, I had to like wrap up. And I have a window behind me, but when it gets cold, this cold starts knocking you out. It's like, ah. So I'm glad I have this blanket to keep me from like tripping. Hey guys, we will be doing more of these. Pray for peace. Thanks. We're going to keep this History Month going. I want to let you guys know there's a very strong possibility, and tell everyone I said it, that you might see me one day doing a show with none other than Jaguar Wright. It just might happen. Pray that it happens. We're going to have fun if we do. Anyway, let me stop here. You guys take care. Good night, good night, good night.